Hello and welcome to episode 22 of the Fridays on Excellence show. My name is Scott Kokenauer and I'm your host. I'm so glad that you have taken time out to tune in. We are recording live on Facebook and YouTube. This episode is filled with a bittersweet agenda today. First, the bitter. Today is the last episode of the Fridays on Excellence show. Actually, it's not that bitter because the sweet is that the show has served its purpose sooner than I had dreamed. In November 2020, I set out to create a body of knowledge about living a life of excellence, thinking it would take about a year. However, with the content created from my own research as well as the tremendous guests I have had throughout the past 6 months, we have been able to reach the target much, much sooner. Now, we dug into 6 areas of life and found what we could find to become more excellent. Those 6 areas were spiritual, relational, financial, emotional, physical, and vocational. The show was broken into the following segments: 3 coaching questions, 2 pillars of excellence, and 1 takeaway for 0 cost. Now, after 22 episodes and a number of exclusive interviews, we have over 66 coaching questions, 44 pillars of excellence, and 22 takeaways, all right in the palm of your hand. Every episode is found on your favorite podcast platform. Here's where you can begin to view the podcast. It's www.anchor.fm/The Art of Excellence. It's been my pleasure to research and deliver the content to you, and the content that you now have available to you. If you're watching this or listening to the podcast, I encourage you to send me a note telling me how you're doing in your journey of excellence. Email me at coach@servingstrong.com. Now, the question is, where do we go from here? This is only the beginning. I have no intention of stopping until the last breath I breathe. What the Fridays on Excellence show has been all about up to this point is only a small portion of an entire body of knowledge I feel called to build out. This body of knowledge is called the Art of Excellence. Now, my life mission is to be becoming the fullest expression of my unique God-given design and show others how they can do the same. So we begin with the definition of excellence, which is the act of becoming the fullest expression of our unique God-given design. Here we have a diagram in the form of a star with 5 points. The Art of Excellence has 5 points. There's the definition of excellence, the journey of excellence, the person of excellence, the business of excellence, and the process of excellence. We have just established a series on the person of excellence. Over the course of the next several months, we will go into the other 4 points of the star to complete this body of knowledge called the Art of Excellence. So here's how it will go. The podcast is still going to be called the Art of Excellence. Under that overall title will be 5 series. Each series will represent each of the 5 points: the definition of excellence, the journey of excellence, the person of excellence, the business of excellence, and the process of excellence. So let's talk about the definition quickly. I've already given it to you, which is the act of becoming the fullest expression of our unique God-given design. When we start to build that out, we will be talking about 2 general areas: clarity and execution. The definition of excellence being the fullest expression of your unique God-given design means that we get clarity on that design first. and then we execute on the expression of that design. So we will talk about two general areas when we talk about the definition of design. The journey of excellence has to do with the fact that it is not a smooth ride at all. When you are serious about becoming the best person you could possibly be, you're talking about a journey of sacrifice, a journey of trade offs, a journey of ups and downs, sometimes backward movement, sometimes sideways movement. It's not a straight line up. In fact, because you are serious about becoming the fullest expression of how you were designed, you are going to face some resistance. Now, that resistance may come in the form of what's in between your ears. You know, your mind and your mindset is going to work against you at times. It's also this resistance is also going to come from the external. If you've not been pursuing the fullest expression of your unique God-given design, those closest to you are used to the way you do things in your life, and we don't like change. We don't like being changed. So when you and I are pursuing the fullest expression of our unique God-given design, it may make others have to change how they see us and how they interact with us. So you can imagine the journey of excellence is something that we need to talk about. The person of excellence is what we have been dealing with over the past, say, about 6 months. We have discussed the person of excellence being using 6 anchor points: your spiritual life, your relational life, your financial life, your emotional life, your physical life, and your vocational life. Those are all, think of those like buckets that we can put information in to become a better and more fulfilling person who is expressing their unique God-given design. We talked about how important it was to be in spiritual, being centered with the one who designed you. We talked about the importance of a support network and how important relationships are in your journey of excellence. We talked about the financial aspect of living an excellent life. Finances, dealing with debt and savings and giving, generosity. We also talked about your emotional excellence. The emotional excellence being the 4th part of a 6-part person of excellence had a lot to do with emotional intelligence, being self-aware, being others aware, being able to regulate your anxiety and the anxiety of those around you. The 5th was physical excellence, and we talked to a number of different subject matter experts on this. One that comes to mind is Sean Lord, who talked with us about the importance of water and the importance of rhythm. And so an excellent person, when you're becoming the fullest expression of your unique God-given design, a person of excellence has this healthy mindset. They can't get past the fact that you have to be consumed with things that help you remain healthy. And finally, vocational. That 6th and final part of the person of excellence had to do with either what you did for a paycheck or what you did on a volunteer basis. It is what you did. It's the doing of a person of excellence. So the person of excellence then leads us to the business of excellence. In this section, we will be delving into what it would take for a business made up of either one person or multiple people, and how a business of excellence runs. And I'll give you a little insight as a precursor to when we get into the business. You are probably familiar with the typical organizational chart where the CEO is at the very top, and then there are vice presidents. There's a layer of them, then there's a layer of managers, and maybe there's another layer of managers, and then there's a layer of employees. That usually takes the form of a triangle where the top is the point and it comes down to 2 points at left and right. The business of excellence takes that organizational chart and flips it upside down, where the CEO is at the very bottom. And we will talk about that being the pivot. And you move up from the bottom, the CEO, then the vice president level, then the next level would be the managers, and the next level, middle managers, and then the top would be the employees. And in a business of excellence, you don't work your way up, you work your way down. And as you go down into the company, you are taking more weight. You're taking more responsibilities on your shoulders. And the definition of excellence, or I should say the definition of success of a person who is moving their way down into the company of excellence, business of excellence, their measure of success is how successful the people above them are. It's very much a supportive leadership style. Some might remember this as a servant leadership style, but it is a completely upside down to what you typically would think of in terms of an organizational chart. That's a little bit about the business of excellence. Finally, the process of excellence. And this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you are acting on specific actions and you're checking in on a weekly basis. And I use typically a 90-day sprint, which is made up of 13 weeks. You identify and commit to a couple of actions, and you pursue those actions for 12 of the 13 weeks, checking in with a person or a group of people. On the 13th week, then, you look back at the 12 weeks and you ask yourself questions like, did I forward the action on my goal? Did I learn something about myself and about my goal and about my process of excellence? And did I do everything I committed to do? And then you turn that learning into the refinement of your journey. And you commit to a couple of more actions and you go another 12 weeks. So you will see when we talk about the process of excellence, it is a very cyclical process. You are building and you're measuring and you're learning and you're building again, and you continually move toward the act of becoming the fullest expression of your unique God-given design. I want to go back to the definition of excellence once more. The definition of excellence is the act of becoming. You may recall that my mission in life is the becoming of the fullest expression. This means that we will never reach full expression of our unique God-given design this side of eternity. But we can always be becoming a fuller and fuller expression of that unique design. And that's what this is all about. This is the art of excellence. And the podcast will be a 5-series podcast, one series of which we have completed, which is the person of excellence. So you will see that in your favorite podcast platform. You will be looking for the next series, which will cover the definition of excellence. Why did I start with the person of excellence and not the definition? That's a good question. I'm glad I asked that. um, it's because back in November of 2020, when I made the commitment to lay out a content platform, I didn't know exactly where I was headed. And but I did know I wanted to talk about the 6 elements or 6 buckets of being a person of excellence. I didn't know anything else that would be built out, but it was the act of building the person of excellence out with you. You are kind of my weekly accountability group because I know I'm going to be going live, and I know that you're going to be seeing this or hearing this. So that's that built-in accountability for me in the process of executing on these podcasts and these live shows on Friday at noon. I gained more knowledge. And that is exactly what happens in the process of excellence. When you are pursuing your full expression of your unique God given design, action by action, week after week, it's not just you doing actions and accumulating progress toward a goal. No, you're gaining more and more knowledge as you pursue this route of excellence. And so that's why I started with the person of excellence, because that's all I knew back in November. But man, the growth and the development of this whole body of knowledge has blossomed. So we're going to go back up to the definition of excellence next. We'll go down through the journey. We'll touch on the person, then we'll go to the business, and then the process of excellence. So I hope you stick with me on these next several series. So the live broadcast will begin on May 7th. I'm taking next week off because I'll be traveling. But the live broadcast will begin on May 7th, 2021, and will continue every Friday at noon Eastern, and it will last anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. I trust this has been informative for you. Next time, I'm eager to reveal the richness embedded in the definition of excellence. So I hope you'll join me. My name is Scott Kokenauer. I'm glad you took time out to tune in. We'll talk next week.